At the core of ABG interpretation lies one simple but powerful concept: pH balance. The body is finely tuned to maintain its internal pH within a very narrow range, between 7.35 and 7.45. This balance is essential for normal cellular function, and even small deviations from it can interfere with enzyme activity, electrolyte balance, and organ performance. When the pH drops too low, a state known as acidemia, or climbs too high, known as alkalemia, the body experiences physiologic stress. If left uncorrected, these imbalances can become life-threatening. So what exactly is pH? The term refers to the concentration of hydrogen ions in the blood. Because it is measured on a logarithmic scale, every change of just 0.1 units reflects a 10-fold change in hydrogen ion concentration. That is why a shift from 7.40 to 7.30 is not minor at all. It actually represents a significant increase in acidity. A low pH corresponds to a higher concentration of hydrogen ions, which indicates acidosis, while a high pH corresponds to fewer hydrogen ions, which indicates alkalosis. The body works constantly to maintain equilibrium, relying on several buffer systems, with the bicarbonate buffer system being the most important. Why is this balance so critical? The answer lies in the way hydrogen ions directly affect the change and shape of proteins, including enzymes. Enzymes are responsible for nearly every chemical reaction in the body, and if the pH shifts too far in either direction, their function slows or even stops altogether. This disruption interferes with essential processes such as energy production, muscle contraction, oxygen delivery, and nervous system signaling. For example, when the body enters a state of acidosis, the effects may include confusion, lethargy, coma, and impaired cardiac contractility. In contrast, alkalosis can lead to muscle twitching, tingling sensations known as paresthesia, dangerous cardiac arrhythmias, and even seizures. Maintaining proper pH is not optional. It is absolutely central to survival. This is why the body is equipped with powerful overlapping systems to detect and correct acid-base disturbances. These systems involve the lungs, the kidneys, and chemical buffers, all working together to preserve homeostasis. Buffer systems of the body. The human body is constantly producing acids as byproducts of metabolism. Without a system in place to manage these acids, the blood would quickly become too acidic to sustain life. To prevent this, the body uses buffer systems, biological mechanisms that minimize changes in pH by neutralizing excess hydrogen ions or hydroxide ions. Among the various buffer systems, the most important for maintaining acid-base balance in the blood is the bicarbonate buffer system. However, the body also utilizes other systems, including the protein buffer system, the hemoglobin buffer system, and the phosphate buffer system. The bicarbonate buffer system. This is the primary buffer system of the extracellular fluid and the main one we evaluate with an ABG. It works by maintaining equilibrium between carbonic acid and bicarbonate. When the blood becomes too acidic, meaning there are too many hydrogen ions, bicarbonate binds with them to form carbonic acid, which then converts into water and carbon dioxide. The carbon dioxide can then be exhaled through the lungs. When the blood becomes too alkaline, meaning there are too few hydrogen ions, carbonic acid dissociates and releases hydrogen ions, lowering the pH back toward normal. This system is both dynamic and rapid. It can adjust pH within seconds through the respiratory system, and more gradually over hours or days through the kidneys. In general, buffer systems act as the body's first line of defense. They don't correct the problem permanently, but they buy time until the lungs and kidneys can provide more lasting adjustments. The lungs regulate carbon dioxide levels within minutes, while the kidneys adjust bicarbonate levels more slowly, often over hours to days. The role of the lungs in the respiratory regulation of CO2. The lungs play a vital role in maintaining the body's acid-base balance by regulating the level of carbon dioxide in the blood. Since CO2 is an acid-forming gas, its concentration directly influences pH. The lungs act rapidly, within seconds to minutes, making them the body's fastest system for compensating acid-base imbalances. How the lungs compensate for imbalances. When the blood becomes too acidic and the pH drops, The brainstem responds by triggering faster and deeper breathing, a process known as hyperventilation. This increased ventilation expels more carbon dioxide, which reduces the concentration of hydrogen ions and helps raise the pH back toward normal. In contrast, when the blood is too alkaline and the pH rises, breathing slows down. This hypoventilation allows carbon dioxide to accumulate, increasing hydrogen ion concentration and lowering the pH. This mechanism of control is regulated primarily by chemoreceptors. Central chemoreceptors in the brainstem and peripheral chemoreceptors in the carotid and aortic bodies constantly monitor blood pH, carbon dioxide levels, and oxygen levels. Based on these inputs, they adjust the respiratory rate to maintain balance. Examples in clinical practice. There are several examples of how this plays out in clinical practice. In metabolic acidosis, such as diabetic ketoacidosis, patients often develop rapid, deep breathing known as Kussmaul respirations. This is the body's attempt to blow off carbon dioxide and raise the pH. In metabolic alkalosis, such as that caused by persistent vomiting or excessive use of diuretics, respiration may become slower and more shallow in order to retain carbon dioxide and bring the pH back down. In chronic conditions like COPD, patients often retain carbon dioxide over long periods of time. As their bodies adapt, they begin to tolerate higher levels of PaCO2, and their drive to breathe gradually shifts from carbon dioxide regulation toward oxygen levels instead. Limitations of respiratory compensation. While the lungs respond quickly, respiratory compensation has its limits. It cannot fully restore the pH to normal when severe or ongoing metabolic imbalances are present. It is also only effective as long as the respiratory muscles and neural control centers are functioning properly. In conditions where respiratory effort is impaired, such as drug overdose or neuromuscular disease, carbon dioxide can build up rapidly and lead to life-threatening respiratory acidosis. This is why, in cases of prolonged imbalance, the kidneys must eventually take over to provide more lasting correction. The role of kidneys in the renal regulation of bicarbonate. While the lungs provide rapid, short-term regulation of acid-base balance through control of CO2, the kidneys offer slower but more powerful long-term compensation. Their role is centered around managing the body's bicarbonate levels, which directly affect blood pH by buffering excess hydrogen ions. Unlike the lungs, which work in minutes, the kidneys take hours to days to fully respond. But when they do, their effects are sustained and essential, especially in chronic conditions. How the kidneys help regulate pH. The kidneys regulate acid-base balance in two major ways: the reabsorption of bicarbonate and the excretion of hydrogen ions and generation of new bicarbonate. Let's break down both methods. Bicarbonate reabsorption. Every day, the kidneys filter large amounts of bicarbonate from the bloodstream into the urine. Under normal conditions, nearly all of this bicarbonate, close to 100%, is reabsorbed back into the blood, mostly in the proximal tubules. This reabsorption process ensures that the body retains its vital buffering capacity. Without it, bicarbonate would be lost in the urine, and the body would quickly lose its ability to neutralize acids. In the state of acidosis, the kidneys respond by increasing bicarbonate reabsorption in order to preserve base and raise the pH. In alkalosis, however, the kidneys reduce reabsorption and may even allow bicarbonate to be excreted in the urine to help lower the pH. Hydrogen ion secretion and new bicarbonate production. In addition to preserving existing bicarbonate, the kidneys also secrete hydrogen ions into the urine. This process occurs mainly in the distal tubules and collecting ducts. When hydrogen ions are excreted, they are often buffered in the urine by phosphate or by ammonia. The important thing to understand is that for every hydrogen ion excreted, a new bicarbonate ion is generated and returned to the blood. In this way, the kidneys can actively create new base to help correct chronic acidosis. This process becomes especially important when the body is producing large amounts of acid, such as in diabetic ketoacidosis or lactic acidosis, or when the lungs are unable to remove enough carbon dioxide, resulting in respiratory acidosis. Over time, the kidneys are capable of significantly raising bicarbonate levels in the blood, which helps restore pH balance even when the underlying problem remains unresolved. Examples in clinical practice. There are several examples of how kidneys respond in clinical practice. In chronic respiratory acidosis, such as in patients with COPD, the kidneys increase bicarbonate retention to buffer the ongoing buildup of carbon dioxide. In this situation, a patient may present with a PaCO2 of 55, but still maintain a pH of 7.37, thanks to elevated bicarbonate levels. In metabolic acidosis, such as occurs in renal failure, the kidneys may be unable to excrete enough hydrogen ions or regenerate sufficient bicarbonate, which causes the acidosis to worsen over time. In metabolic alkalosis, the kidneys attempt to correct the imbalance by excreting more bicarbonate and retaining hydrogen ions, although this compensation can be limited if the patient is also experiencing volume depletion or hypokalemia. Limitations of renal compensation. Although renal compensation is powerful, it does have limitations. It takes hours to days to take effect, which makes it ineffective for acute disturbances. It also depends on adequate kidney function, so if the kidneys are damaged, the ability to compensate is impaired. In addition, renal compensation can be overridden by other processes, such as the use of diuretics or hormone imbalances like excess aldosterone. This is why a clear understanding of both respiratory and renal roles is essential. Together, these systems work to maintain pH balance in the face of constantly changing physiological demands. For more helpful resources, visit our website at respiratorytherapyzone.com.